This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have the tickets in your wallet first before you drive 2 hours to the big game. Seriously, you had one job. Now the closest you'll get to the 50-yard line is parking lot D. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
With Uber Reserve, you can book your Uber ride in advance, 90 days in advance. Perfect for all you forward thinkers and planning gurus. Reserve your Uber ride up to 90 days in advance. Uber Reserve. See Uber app for details.
It feels like you can get your credit scores anywhere these days. Random websites, card statements, budgeting apps, heck, even your dog might bark out a few numbers. It's true. Credit Karma isn't the only place you can find them. But we actually do more with your scores to help you find your next financial opportunity. Like a more rewarding credit card, a game plan that helps you pay down debt faster, or a personal loan to help you save more on interest payments each month. Cha-ching! The possibilities are kinda endless. Download Intuit Credit Karma today to get started.
Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I am Phil Stiefel, and it is Friday, October 18th. It means it's Eagles versus Giants. Final preview, final predictions, and how the Eagles can or can't, will or won't win the football game on Sunday, 1 o'clock against the Giants. There's a lot of keys to an Eagles victory this week. There's a lot of things to look at as the 2-4 Giants, go head-to-head with the 3-2 Eagles. Daniel Jones versus Jalen Hurts, the Eagles offensive line versus a Giants defense that gets a lot. There's a lot to break down, a lot to think about. But I think I've come down to a few things that are very, very important to start with to ensure the Eagles get the victory that they rightfully should have. First and foremost, they got to stop playing backwards on offense. They got to stop scripting so many explosive plays at the start of the game that are low percentage of game. We've talked about it countless times. It's very important that we get Jalen Hurts in a rhythm. So that means running the football with Saquon Barkley, which you can run the ball successfully against the Giants defense, and that short, intermediate crossing routes, simple passes to get Jalen Hurts in a rhythm. Dan Orlovsky was on ESPN Get Up this on Thursday, and he talked about how the Eagles were the most unprepared team in the league. And he was talking about the reason being because the Eagles fail so frequently on those first 15 plays of the game. So far in the 5 games so far this year, the Eagles have a combined 22 yards total on their first drive over 5 games. That's not good enough. And that's because, we take a look at last week against the Cleveland Browns. It was a run to Saquon Barkley and then 2 deep bombs to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith that just did not work out. That's what's got to stop. Set them up for success by running Barkley, short, quick passes, and then things will settle down, and then play the normal way, not backwards. That'll set up those big explosive plays that the Eagles' philosophy tend to like. Plus, this being Saquon Barkley's return back to the New York Giants stadium, to MetLife Stadium. We want to see Saquon Barkley get fed the ball a lot. The Giants are banged up, especially on defense. Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence have not practiced yet this week. Wednesday and Thursday, complete no practices, along with Adoree Jackson, one of their starting cornerbacks. On the other side on offense, Malik Neighbors and Wendell Robinson did participate fully, so expect them to be back. Devin Singletary, their running back, limited participant in practice on Thursday. So their offense is going to be there, minus Andrew Thomas, who's out for the year now with his injury. But defensively speaking, if we start picking them apart early, we can have success and then put them away with the big plays later in the game. That is number one. Number two, it's going to be the battle of which backup left tackle performs the best. Obviously, with Andrew Thomas and Jordan Mailata out, again, Fred Johnson took all the first-team snaps in the Eagles' offensive practices on Thursday. Can he protect? They have 26 sacks. Now, 7 of those sacks are from Dexter Lawrence, who probably will not play. 10 of them are from Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns, who will probably not play. So it is going to be making sure the protection on the left side of the offensive line is on point. on the flip side, with Andrew Thomas out for the Giants, where were my notes on this one? Daniel Jones has only been sacked, I believe it's like 4 times this year. So we got to get, Bryce Huff in that 4-point stance and get him getting pressure. Nolan Smith, we got to see more of Moro Ojomo. He's one of the best percentages of win rates, run stopping, and pass pressure, defensive tackle wise in the NFL and on the Eagles, based off a very small snap percentage. Popped up on the injury report on Thursday was Jalen Carter did not practice at all with a shoulder injury. So that's going to be something to monitor Friday and Saturday and Sunday morning as we get closer to the game. We're not sure yet, as of recording this on Thursday night, where that injury happened and how serious it is, but it is a concern. But that is maybe where we maybe get to see a little bit more Ojomo, maybe a little bit more Thomas Booker, etc. But whose backup left tackle performs the best is going to be a key factor in this game for the Eagles. The Eagles can win, or the Giants can win this game. Let's be honest. It's a tough division rival. We have a big picture, a good record against the Giants, but over the last couple of years, we have struggled at MetLife Stadium. Daniel Jones at times has given us trouble, but you got to force him to make turnovers. We've got to win the turnover battle. It's such a cliche key to a victory, but it's important. We have a -6 turnover differential this year. The Giants aren't much better at -2, so they don't create a lot of turnovers. It's up to us to create and force Daniel Jones to make those mistakes and also not let him beat us with his legs. I mean, he's only averaging 3.6 yards a carry this year, Daniel Jones, but we have seen in the past where Daniel Jones has gotten loose and been able to extend plays and also been able to run for big first downs against the Eagles specifically. And the Giants can win the game. Again, the Eagles, against the spread in their last 8 games, and the Eagles are favored by 3 points right now. They're 1-7 against the spread, the Eagles. So 3-point line, it's almost a pick'em game, and the Eagles haven't been good as the favorite team lately. So that is something to keep an eye out for going into the game on Sunday. I saw an interesting question floating around social media on Thursday, and was, is this a must-win game for the Eagles? And while they're 3-2, it's week 7 of the season, and you have a couple more easier games coming up. So it's not, in theory, a must-win game for the Eagles. I think it is for the mental health of the fans, but also for the stability of this team. Very important that they get the win on Sunday. Losing to the Giants, falling to 3-3, falling behind Washington further in the division would not be good for the psyche of the team and also the job security of some of the coaches going forward. So it is very important for the Eagles to come out and win this game, dominate, get Jalen Hurts moving, protect Jalen Hurts, who's been sacked 14 times on the year compared to Daniel Jones 4. It's important to get Saquon Barkley going. It's important, to do all these things. Can they win? Absolutely, the Eagles. Should they win? 100%. Will they? We will find out if they hit these keys, if they start a little bit more successful, get rid of these slow starts, get rid of these struggles that they have in the beginning of games. They should come out and win. I'm right now looking at something along the lines. You'll have to tune to Trading the AM for the final prediction, final score prediction linked down below. But I'm looking at something like a 24-17 victory for the Eagles. Nothing they've done has shown me since week 1 that they could put up 30 points. Nothing they've done has told me that they can win by double digits, as some will predict. But so I'm going somewhere in that 24-17, maybe even 24-20 Eagles victory on Sunday against the New York Giants. And this is going to be a great week 7. There are some bangers of football games. You've got the Texans visiting Green Bay. You got the Lions going to Minnesota for a battle first place in the NFC North. You got a Super Bowl rematch of the Chiefs versus the 49ers in San Francisco. You got a lot of really good games in another week with 2 Monday night football games. On the year, I am 50-40-3 predicting against the spread. Right now, I'm predicting the Eagles to cover the 3 points. I'm predicting the Browns +5.5, and I'm predicting the Steelers +2 over the Jets. I don't buy Devontae Adams going to the Jets and magically they're going to beat the Steelers on the road. It's still a bad, overrated Jets team right now, in my opinion. They're my games that I'm zoning in on against the spread. But we're going to have a jam-packed weekend of football, a lot of fun this weekend. Hey, the Jags are still in London and playing again this week against the Patriots. And look, if Jacksonville loses to the Patriots in London, that could be the end of the Doug Peterson era there. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. But again, I am going Eagles over the Giants, 24-17. Thursday was the 1-year anniversary of Julio Jones signing with the Eagles. So keeping that in mind, maybe next week we'll be talking about some trade additions as well with the Eagles. But with that being said, guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown. right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I am Phil Stiefel. You can find me on all social media platforms at Bearded Knowledge, and you can find me Monday through Friday on the STT Sports Network for Trending in the AM, linked below in the description, guys. Everybody have a great night or great day, great weekend, great night, whatever it may be. Go Birds, and Bubbles up too.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes per detail.
16 years from today, Greg Gerstner will finally land the perfect cannonball. Epic splash. Unsuspecting friends. A work of art only possible because Greg is already meeting all these same people at AARP volunteer and community events that keep him active and involved and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Learn more at aarp.org/local.
Meaningless stuff. Why do we gift so much meaningless stuff? Tired of generic gifts and hollow trends? Shutterfly allows you to create meaningful photo gifts for your family and friends. Whether it's a cozy fleece blanket for grandma, a stunning canvas print for mom, or a mug to make dad smile. Enjoy 40% off with code MAKE40 at Shutterfly.com and make something meaningful this year. See site for more details.